What? Hey-oh, 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 we are live. It's live time, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's live day. You know what to do. We're gonna have fun. Candy Thunder's looking at me like I'm crazy. It's live day. Oh yeah. Also, we've got some new intro music rocking here. This is a track that Miles has been working on. It's got some samples of my voice in it, so don't be tripped out if you hear me coming from multiple directions. What's up, Kayla, Pug Daddy, Silver Moon, Mags? Hey. Good to see everybody here. We're just getting started here. Justina, Chiefs. Kayla, Chiefs. Amber, neither. Miss Adrian, Usher. Bobby just says no. Oh, I mean, I'd like for you to guess who we're rooting for. Shouldn't be able to tell based on the apparel. There's no way to tell. Good commercials, that too. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. You are not the astronaut. Tony Spark, of course. Chiefs. Hey, Foxy, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. You love the compilations? There you go. Hey, Donna, good luck to you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Hey, we do have a goal of 25 Hondo Heart Puffs. We're doing those instead of lightning bolts today because of Valentine's Day. Tony Spark, Lynette Grimm, Miss Fiery Repic, Lynette Laura, Miss Fiery Repic again, Chris, Amanda Nicole Newman, Amber Hickey, Justina, Beth Bars, Mary, Miss Fiery Repic, thanks so much for that. Grim Elizabeth, Amanda Nicole Newman, thanks so much for the love. Candy Thunder and Tony Spark with the share, thanks so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Sue Becky, yes, the gold astronaut is so tall, he'd probably have to go on the top shelf, but he looks really, really good in the podcast setup. So you'll see it in VIP. You definitely see it in VIP. Yeah, it's shocking that I'm a Chiefs fan. Shocking. Brannigan, plenty of people are Niners fans that are in our sphere here, in our family, and that's okay. We encourage you to like whatever team you're gonna like. Tony Spark says, well, I'm all for it. You cheer for your team. It's cool. Mary, Donna, DJ, Janine, Zuli, Phil Hermit Fairy, Lynette, Zuli again there, Sharon D. Newton, Michelle Heather, Debbie N, Michelle, Sharon D. Newton again, Elizabeth, Rebecca Gracie, Goddess Eris, Donna DJ, Diana Galvin, Amanda Nicole Newman, Denise Burkhardt, Mary, Amber L. Hickey, Elizabeth, Grimm, thanks so much, Carol Jaworski, Anna Hartman, Elizabeth, Jenny on the block, good to see you there. Hope your son's birthday worked out well the other day. Tia Anderson, Davis, Mary, SOS, Flint, Candace, Courtney, Lynn. Thanks so much, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Bill, yeah, Joe Montana covers both teams. I mean, he was mainly a Niner. Him playing on the Chiefs was like Michael Jordan playing on the Wizards, right? It just he was a bull. You are not the astronaut. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, you know what? It's gonna be a damn good game no matter what. It's gonna be a hell of a time. Emma Lou, on behalf of most Lions fans, we stand with the Chiefs. Nice. Jessica, that's cool. That's cool. Either way, and we talked about this in the podcast that we re-recorded, which is coming out tomorrow morning. The Thunder and Spark podcast is coming out tomorrow morning. We blitzed the edit on it, and it's going to be out soon. Tony Spark actually did a TikTok post that has a teaser for it, has a little scene from that podcast. You should definitely go check it out on Tony Spark's profile. It's a good story, but we talked about it a little bit. No matter what, after Sunday, we're gonna be in a state of depression because football's over for a while. And then we're going to be like, what do we do? What do we do with our hands after watching NASCAR? Again, what do we do? What do we do? I'm just not a NASCAR guy. I mean, if I were driving the car, it'd be one thing, but even then I'd be more likely to do like a rally or something. You know, because I'm a Subaru guy. That's why. All right, Donna DJ, Fel Hermit Fairy, Elizabeth, Impic Roll, Elizabeth again there, Candace with an I. Hope you enjoy your book, by the way. Phil Hermit Ferry, Diana Galvin, Bebop, Rose Farmer, Diana, Rebecca, Carol Jaworski, Andromeda Amber, Carol again there, Michelle Heather, SOS Flint, Courtney Lynn. Thank you guys. Adventures with Pam. Greatly appreciate the love there. Thanks so much. We're already halfway there on that goal. Let's go ahead and get rocking here, eh? Let's go ahead and do it. Welcome to the stream today. We want to know who you're cheering for in the big game. Apparently, we're supposed to stay away from saying the official title. I've seen it on so much content, though. I don't know. I don't know that our channel is big enough for the NFL to come after. But who knows? Who knows? Hey, coming up, we have stories about nepotism gone wrong, toxic work environments, sports betting dilemmas, picky eaters, family favoritism, disrespectful restaurant employees, spicy reward stories and cake reward stories, and a best of Redditor update story. That is a long one. You say 12 pages? Yeah, 12 pages long. There we go. First goal is 2.5K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here. And a quick reminder that next week, the TikTok Live is going to be not on Wednesday, but Tuesday. Originally, we just weren't going to do one because Candy Thunder and I are going to be out of town starting Wednesday, going on a little trippy trip for Valentine's Day / my birthday. And then we said, you know what? Let's do it Tuesday. We're going to do it on Tuesday. And that Tuesday Live is actually going to be my birthday live. My birthday's this Saturday. But the official birthday live will be next Tuesday, 3 p.m. And then the multi-stream is going to be Monday night instead of Sunday night, obviously, because the Super Bowl is going on. The new Thunder and Spark podcast comes out tomorrow morning, bright and early, so be sure to check that out. It's going to be all kinds of fun. Piano Man, the book I wrote, you can now purchase as an ebook, paperback, and a hardcover copy on Amazon. Peep the link in Linktree, which is linked in bio. We also have maybe one or two left in the TikTok shop, but we have a restock coming for that too. Those are signed copies there too. Also, we've gotten a lot of emails about fake Dusty Thunder accounts. This is our only account at Dusty Thunder _. And we'll never message you to ask for money or anything like that. So we are aware that there are a lot of accounts out there. We've tried reporting them. We're having trouble getting them taken down. Hopefully verification helps with that. Someday we'll have a blue check. Someday. We're trying. Remember, no spoilers, please. Spoilers will get muted. And finally, get out your brooms. It's about to get dusty. Got the Caden Thunder line rocking in there. Heck yeah. Hey, Lauren B. Adventures with Pam. Samantha. Thanks so much there. Leanne, Tony Spark, Mungal, Mrs. Alice, Liza, Bobby F., Candy Thunder, Autumn McDonald, Fluffy Buddy, Kristen Museum Girl, Mungal, Liza, Grim, Tia Anderson Davis, Candy Thunder, Bobby F., Jenny on the block, Mrs. Alice, thanks so much for the love. Crystal, I see you there as well. Greatly appreciate it. We're at 2050 of 25 hundo. Heck yeah. Weird. Kristen Museum Girl. We're not getting any other reports. You may just have to close the app down. May even be like a phone reboot kind of thing. Candy Thunder's TikTok app has lost its mind lately. Were you able to post something earlier, Candy Thunder? Is it working for you now? Okay. She had a bunch of drafts that would just automatically compiling and finally got those cleared out. And now it seems to be behaving. So at least there's that. Yeah. RIP Toby Keith. That's incredibly sad. Sucks. Jasmine, yours tells you can't comment due to settings. What? That doesn't make any sense. Kristen James, Just Mags, Mungao, Elise Newman, Little Fox. Thanks so much for the love there. Greatly appreciate those. Fluffy Buddy, Crystal, Adventures with Pam K, Joyful Stranger, Samantha. Thanks so much. 2275 at 25 hundo. I'm pretty sure you're on desktop. Oh, weird. Lab Girl, which Subaru. Just Mags, heck yeah. You got your signed copy? Heck yes, that's awesome. That is definitely cool. Actually, Kristen, we are in the process of recording chapter by chapter to do an official Audible audiobook for Piano Man. So that's in progress right now. That is very, very cool. Lab Girl, I've been a Subaru WRX guy for a long time. I've had two, but like them all, except for the BRZ, because it's not all-wheel drive. It's not a real Subaru. That's it, though. Big fan of Subaru in general. Wish they made... we've got 27 children, so I wish they made buses. That would be handy. Also trucks. Danny got your copy today too. I saw that. That's awesome. Joyful. Oh, Good. That's awesome. I don't know. Those of you who have received your signed copies too, there may be like a little Easter egg surprise in the pages somewhere. Might be. Live Girl, I've always been, never had an STI. Never, I've always been base WRX guy. Maybe because I didn't, couldn't afford or didn't see the value in the like 8K upgrade in it. So the hard copy, JJ, you can get on Amazon. They're available there. They take quite a while to ship. Ours aren't even here yet. And when we have our batch in, we'll have some signed hard copies available as well, but we're not there yet. Oh, Tracy, that's awesome. That's awesome. 2475, we are almost there. Samantha, you wanna? They almost got me again. You wanna? Kristen Museum Girl, Little Fox, Boxer Mom of 2. Thanks so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and do some celebration here, and we can get Candy Thunder up here because we hit our first goal. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Pixie Dust, Adventures with Pam, Fell Hermit Fairy, Prep Girl, A.K. Mary Mungau, Sharon Day Newton, Michelle Heather, Anita, Oakley Girl, Amber L. Hickey, Elise Newman, Candy Thunder, Stanzilla, Diana. Somebody have me saved with the gifts beyond number 15. Tony Spark or Miles, can you help me out? I'm still stuck on only being able to see the top 15 here. Good communication, guys. Way to go, team. Way to go, team.
Go, team, go.
Go, team. Go, team, go. ERE Mama, Sapphires, Donna, Nakano Kirishima, Joyful Stranger, Queenie, Callie Peru, Snowman Collector, Miss Fiery, Repik, Saimara, Rebecca Barrett, Ishami, Nettie73 Luera, Impickrel, Tony Spark, Mrs. Alice, Anna Hartman, Fluffy Buddy, Justina, Courtney Lynn, Mags Mazing, Call Me Gracie, Noemi, Debbie Noonan, Tammy Fiddlesticks, Goddess Eris, Blessed Wonder Woman, it's Jasmine Nyman, Catnipped, Beck B, and Felon Dirashali. I'm gonna have to work on that pronunciation. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love there. I'm gonna get the next goal set up, and then we'll get Candy Thunder up here. We are gonna do these. We're gonna unlock what? A cake story and confetti. Boop. Okay, we have 600 donuts to get a cake story and confetti up here. And in the meantime, let's bring up Candy Thunder. A little bit of an audible. Luis, thanks so much for the share. Greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring her up. The one, the only, Candy Thunder. Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder. You got to show him the shirt. Look at this.
Oh, yes. This is what Dustin got me. He said it was my Valentine's Day present, Super Bowl present.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to get it for her, so. Thanks, Nat. Appreciate that.
Navy's actually here with us today, and she is not feeling great. That's why she's here. But so I was gonna see if she'd come on, but she is
no thanks.
No, I didn't even ask. She's cozy. I got her comfortable, and she's all good.
Maybe later she'll be in the mood to actually come over here. She was chilling in the sound booth.
Oh, I love you too, JJ. She
was chilling in the sound booth watching or hanging out for a little while, but we had to migrate.
Yeah, she's actually this is the third time like in her entire life that she's been sick. So I feel like as far as immune systems go, we've been very fortunate.
Yes.
And when she gets sick, she's a good sick kid. Like she doesn't completely melt down. Yeah.
She's not a big baby like I am. Is that what you're saying? No comment? No comment?
If the shoe fits. Something, right? Isn't that a saying?
Left the road wide open. Had to just walk down it.
Yeah. Navy is 2. She'll be 3 in May. Man cold. Yes. Man cold.
Yeah, apparently I get the man cold. And I just, yeah. Here's a funny anecdote for you. I like head rubs. Like I treat them. It's like a brain massage to me, and yes. And I have really thick hair too. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
incredibly thick hair. It's
last
insane.
night we were getting ready to review the podcast. We're laying in bed, and I'm like, "Hey, you mind giving me a head rub?" And every time I ask her, she gets this face like, "Okay." I'm like, "Here's the funny part. One of the dogs will come up to her and just be like." And she's like, "Oh, let me rub on you for 30 minutes and I won't say a thing." But I'm like, "Hey, would you mind rubbing on my head for like 2 minutes?" And she's like, "Fine." She does it because she loves me. But it's funny. I'm like, I'll just pretend to be a dog.
It's not the same. The difference is that I'm like in bed and I'm comfortable and I'm ready to like fall asleep. And then he's like, "Hey, by the way."
I think the difference is that I don't piss on the floor.
Okay. Well, Luna doesn't do that. We were having an issue with Oliver, and like, we don't know what the issue is.
Woke up to the sound of urine hitting the floor 2 nights ago. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Nothing worse than waking up to hearing your dog do the sound or
pee.
The sound of liquid hitting the floor.
Yeah. Sorry, I derailed.
I mean, whenever you like a dog, like I can tell you I love you, but if I like pet a dog, that tells them that I love them. So it's like, it's a different thing. Manfluenza.
Head rubs tell me that you love me.
Okay. Sure.
It's really the only thing that says you love me.
Okay. And you can rub the knots in my neck, and then that says that you love me.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's awesome. Brandon, thanks for the share.
We have two. Luna is a golden doodle, and Oliver is this big, and he is
Silky terrier.
A silky terrier. Yes, like the word has escaped me. No, Oliver does it because he refuses to go outside, and we are unsure why he's refusing to go outside. But he won't and so we just are throwing him outside. But then he won't pee. Oliver is just an asshole.
Wonder Woman, Death Skull, Karen, and MJ, and Krista, thanks for the shares there. Also, both of our dogs are chicken shit, broken. Luna will come outside, and if she hears a car a mile away, she's like, "Oh my God, I gotta go back inside." I'm like, why are you all broken?
There you go. It's an Oliver thing. That's entirely accurate.
Oliver just doesn't, he doesn't like to be more than 3 feet away from his mama. That's the real issue.
He will go outside and I'll take him out and he'll turn around, and I kid you not, like 10 times just to make sure I haven't left him. And then it's some kind of anxiety thing. I don't know. But when we treated him with anxiety medicine, that's when this started with him, the peeing thing. So we're not going to do the medicine.
Hey, Ebaloo, Brooke, Louise, Nat Vaz, Louise again there, Gemma, Louise, Google Queen Cat. Thanks for the shares. Greatly appreciate it. Nat, see you there too. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it.
A cat that she's on.
Brienne, we're near. We're a couple hours outside of Casey. All right,
we're going to do the first story. Bye, guys.
Love.
Ooh, a calming color.
A calming color? Calming collar?
For you and for
She said she needs one for me. A calming collar.
For both of you. For Dusty and Oliver.
Every time I'm pissed off, she's just like, "Come here," puts it on me, and I'm like, just pass out immediately. Oh my gosh. That's nuts. Hey, Just Mag, Samantha, Yuana, MJ Newcomb, Brandy, Yuana again there, Queen of Death, Tony Spark, Brandy Hicks, thanks so much, greatly appreciated. Courtney Lynn sent us up to Josie, welcome to the Gosh Heckin' fam, glad to have you here. First story of the day is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, "Am I the astronaut for refusing to help my words are going to be hard. Am I the astronaut for refusing to help my stepdaughter with her fashion career despite owning a fashion company? My stepdaughter Mia, 23, has been dreaming of working in the fashion world since she was young. I was married to her father when she was 15. She took many courses to work on herself, and I must say she's good at picking fabrics and colors. However, she isn't good at designing. She's a good stylist, but not a good designer. I started my business 16 years ago, and it was very small and low budget, but I was lucky enough to expand it to where it is now. Still not the biggest company out there, but big enough in my region. Part of my expansion plan was to hire other young designers, and my team and I are quite selective of who gets the job and who doesn't, because designs are products we sell. So it has to be good and pass the judgment of my team. This also means that I'm not the sole judge of who gets chosen. I prefer to hear what others have and decide with them." my jacket pocket. Sorry. My husband asked me to have Mia as a designer in my company. From the very start, I knew Mia wasn't a good designer, but I told my husband to have her apply for the job and submit her papers for me and the team to look at, and we would examine her skills. I think he was surprised I said apply for it instead of an immediate yes, but he still told Mia, who sent a thank you text for helping her. I don't know exactly my husband told her for her to send a thank you text, but I replied saying that I'll be waiting for her application along with the judges to examine her work constructively and wished her luck. I honestly don't know to this day if my husband lied to her or if she sent the text to guilt trip me. I have no clue. Anyway, her day came and no one thought her application was on par with our criteria, so she was sent an email that she was not accepted. Let's just say all hell broke loose from here. My husband told me about how this is nonsense and it was unfair that I didn't accept her. Hubby, you get a red flag for that. I told him that I'm not the sole decision maker and I have a system in place for new applicants, but he wanted me to bend the system for Mia. And if I did that, my credibility with my employees would sink and I'd lose them eventually. Plus, if Mia got in, her fellow designers wouldn't respect her because she'd only get in for being my relative and not for her skills that are far behind her fellow designers. It is a huge risk for me ethically and financially to include Mia. My husband proceeded to tell me the list of courses and work Mia has done to achieve her dream. I told him I understood, but she still doesn't have the skills to meet our criteria and she can apply somewhere else and get accepted. Mia later sent me a long text of how I failed her and she doesn't want to see or hear from me anymore. Mia gets this. Update to answer frequent questions. 1, can she be a stylist or assistant designer? Yes, if she applied, she can. However, designers get to choose their staff and team, not me. So it is up to the designer to let go of their current stylist or not, or add an extra stylist. 2, she didn't reach out to me, her father did. So logically, I talked to her father, and when she went to me directly, I told her that she would be examined constructively so I wouldn't skyrocket her expectations. 3, can she be an intern or an amateur designer? No, because we only hire established designers, not students. 4, which is the most important, Mia didn't request help. She didn't request mentoring. She didn't request opinions. She requested a job at my business. That's an important one. 5, since she wanted to keep it strictly business, I gave her just that, a very professional setup. I expected she'd fail. I wasn't 100% sure, as I already stated there are judges. I believe that going through the process of professionalism, either getting accepted or rejected, is an experience and process everyone should have. Agreed. 6, yes, I can hire anyone and overrule all my judges. I chose not to because I abide by my standards and morals. So while I technically can, bending my set of rules will mark my downfall and hurt my integrity in the industry and within myself. Okay, the original question here was, am I the astronaut for refusing to help my stepdaughter with her fashion career despite owning a fashion company? I think the title is a little bit misleading. I think the title would be more suited to be something like, am I the astronaut for not giving my stepdaughter a job at my design company even though she's not good enough to work there? That would be a more applicable statement there. Either way, it is in TA. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, your son works at your business though. Caden Thunder does work here, but Caden Thunder earned his job and is here because he's good at his job. And I'm sure that he can tell you I am no easier on him because he's my son and works here. If anything, I might be more critical. And I think that here, Dad screwed up. And Dad's expectation of his wife to bend the rules and basically sell out to give his daughter a job, even though she wasn't good enough to hack it there, probably says a lot about how she was brought up, right? This is probably a participation trophy kind of kid, and she expected to be handed this instead of to actually work for it. If she really wanted to earn this spot, it would have been a reach out in the beginning to say, hey, I'm just getting started in this, or even 2 years prior to say, look, this is where I want to go. You have experience. You have success in this. I would love to get some mentoring from you. And she would have had the opportunity to develop those skills, which as OP says, she's got some skills. She just doesn't have the design skill side of it. So She would have had an opportunity to improve this. Now she's closed herself off to the most valuable resource she has in her life. Her stepmom has seen success in the area of skill that she wants to be in. And rather than asking for her guidance, she asked her for a favor. And when that didn't come through, because it wasn't just her decision, she could have overrode everybody and vetoed them, like she said, but it would have harmed her business. It would have harmed her team. It would have caused all kinds of harm. Instead of asking for the help to actually grow and earn that spot, she just asked for a favor to undercut everybody. I applaud OP here for standing her ground and saying no. And if she wants to earn it, let her freaking earn it. She needs to earn it. She has so many opportunities here to be learning instead of just expecting to be given something. And she's going to be better for it in the long run. And that's hard for Dad to see here, right? Because Dad's only looking at the pain that she's receiving right now and what he's hearing. And I'm sure he's receiving an earful here, probably from her bio mom as well. But it is going to be better for her. Let your kids fail. Nothing teaches like failure. Nothing. Let them fail. I think you only learn how to succeed when you fail. You only appreciate and respect success and hard work when you fail. It is so much better for her. Unfortunately, OP, you got a bigger problem now. You've got a bigger problem now because now your hubby is going to be pissed off at you for a long time for not selling out to do his daughter a favor. And you know that's not the right thing, but this is going to cause bigger relationship issues for you that you're going to have to work through. And you're also getting a lot of insight into who your husband is now, whom you've been with for 8 years. So you ought to know this about him already, but it's a red flag. It is a red flag. Yes, Sloan, fail forward. Fail forward. But Daddy just wants to make her happy. I understand wanting to make your kids happy, but this is there's short-term versus long-term, right? The short-term favor that he was asking for his wife to do for her does not do her the most long-term good. And I think as a parent, you have to look at the long game and say what ultimately is going to enrich their life. Not in this moment, not what's going to make them happy with me, but what is actually going to make their life better when I'm long gone. And he missed that opportunity. So Dad, Bieris, we do have subtitles to, I mean, captions are enabled on TikTok. You just have to enable that on your own end. Also, adding them to live videos is kind of difficult to do. But yeah, all of our videos have them enabled as long as TikTok hasn't glitched and not allowed them for whatever reason. So we always add them when we can. Well, this is a live video. I don't know that you can add captions for a live video. Not on our end. We sure can't. Okay, so Dad here, man, for asking for his wife to do this. He's at least a 2. I definitely shouldn't have done that. Is this a 1? Is this a terrible human kind of thing? I think for getting pissed at his wife for not doing it, even though he probably at some level understands the impact of what that would have done to her business because she explained it to him, which ultimately would have impacted his life. And then in 5 years, when that business is tanked because she sold out her quality standards and his daughter has no place to work anyway, what good does it do? I think for sticking to this and for expecting her to sell out, for miscommunicating to his daughter, for puffing this up, and for getting mad that she didn't sell out here, I'm giving him a 1. I don't think he's evil. I think he was extremely misguided, and it was a terrible thing to do. And it's a terrible position to put your partner in. And now he's painted her out to be the villain here. Instead of taking this opportunity to teach his daughter a hard lesson or to let his daughter learn a hard lesson, he's just made her the villain. She's the bad guy. And that's it. And now she's a victim. Now his daughter is just a victim of somebody just doing her wrong instead of appreciating or learning a damn thing. A damn thing. Miss Adrian, yeah, I think having her, there's so many other options here rather than just, hey, do her a favor and just bring her on. I don't know. You've got to get good before you get brought on. And mentoring was an option, but she never asked for that. She didn't ask for help. She asked for a favor. It's different. Is different. Okay, we're at 444 of 600 on the donut goal right now, which is going to unlock a cake story and confetti. Fun times there. Fun times, fun times. Our next story is actually a follower submission. And with follower submissions that get chosen for lives, I message OPs via email ahead of the live to let them know that the story is going to be up. So OP, if you're in chat and you want to claim your story, you know what to do. There you go, Rebecca. She asked for a handout, not a hand up. Wonder Woman, she thought she was working smarter, not harder by using daddy. That, you know what? It pisses me off. It pisses me off that in the old school sales structure, you're taught to leverage your relationships, right? Exploit your relationships, essentially. And that pisses me off. Because I'm like, look, don't use my services because we're friends. Use my services because it's the right damn thing to do for your business. And likewise, I'm not going to utilize your service just because we're friends. I'm going to utilize your service because it's the right service and it's the best value. And here, she's just learning to exploit connections. Fell Hermit Fairy is the anonymous feature on Facebook VIP, truly anonymous. On the front end, yes, admins can click into it to see who the anonymous poster is if they choose to, but only if actions are taken to do it. Right. It's a Joyful Stranger. It is who you know out there, but there's a blend. It's not just who you know. And that's where I think the tipping point is. And the old school sales approach about exploiting relationships I see happen in my industry all the time. In the marketing and advertising industry, people get sold on things because they have a pre-existing relationship with someone and they get roped into it, even when it's not the right thing for them to do. Someone exploits that relationship just because it exists, rather than making sure they're actually doing the right thing for them. And I think it says a lot about a person. It's messed up. Okay, here's the follower submission here. This title of the story is, Am I the Astronaut for Wanting to Quit My Job? For context, I work in a small public CPA office, and when I started there... Oh, I hear I hear Navy Thunder over there talking. For context, I work in a small public CPA office, and when I started there, I was on the administrative side. I thrived with all the tasks that were handed to me, so well that along with my admin side, they had eventually given me accounts receivable and HR duties without a pay raise. One day, an accountant had to leave for maternity leave, so I ended up taking on her accounting and payroll responsibilities, again, without a pay raise. No complaints from me at the time, as I wanted to learn accounting and payroll to be able to help move up in the small company. However, over time, I learned my direct supervisor was not the best teacher. I had to learn everything on my own through trial and error. Eventually, the accountant came back from maternity leave, and that's when everything changed. OP is in chat, heck yes. All right, Jess. Thanks for speaking up. Awesome. They moved her to my admin position and moved me into a new position they called special projects, but gave me a raise. This was essentially supposed to take the admin, accounting, and payroll side of things away from me so I could focus on the random projects for each of the 4 managers. Knowing how they blindsided the other accountant when she came back, we both agreed to secretly fill out a spreadsheet of our own tasks in case management ever started having a problem with us. Lo and behold, management started nitpicking at me first. The first meeting was with the owner. She came into my office and started berating me about a rumor she heard that wasn't even true. All of my coworkers could easily hear her, as she didn't bother taking it to a meeting room or even come to me in a calm manner to question the rumor. Before I knew what the issue was, I froze in my responses. For context, she heard I was complaining about a cabinet in my office that never got moved before I had to move in. In reality, I had made a joke to a coworker who came into my office that morning and asked about the cabinet and why it was still there. I simply joked back, "Didn't you hear? Only this side of the office is mine." Joking is part of my personality, but sometimes coworkers don't realize that, and rumors got around that I was complaining. Is she going to come say hi? Okay, we're hitting the pause button on this real quick. I'm highlighting the paragraph that I'm on because somebody's finally ready to come say hi here. Hi, baby! It's Davy Thunder! Say hi. Got your Chiefs gear on. Say yes. Mommy's over here too. Mommy's over here too. You got your lovey. Have you been sickly? La, la, la. You got your unicorn lovey? What? You being shy? Are you being shy?
I'm scared.
You're scared of what? You're with Daddy. What are you doing? Say hi. Look at the camera and say hi. Say hi. Let's not pick our nose on stream. That's my job.
All right. Let's go.
You're going to go see Mommy? Say bye. Say bye. She's like, to who?
Say bye.
Who am I saying bye to? I'm not going anywhere. Are you going to go get Dee Dee? I can't come with you, honey. I got to do some work. I'm sorry. Okay, game on. That day I left crying and called out the next day with a stress migraine. Since then, I've had some flashback trauma from the past narcissist in my life, and I've been doing my best to heal from the new trauma she had just given me. As much as I wanted to quit after that, I stayed and hoped for the best. I laid low and got my work done. We eventually hired an accountant who was supposed to take my payrolls and accounting duties from me. She ended up quitting within a week due to a lack of training, no surprise, so I had to keep my payroll and accounting after all. Then they decided to hire 2 junior accountants since the staff accountant positions were not working out. This was to help the 2 senior accountants. Meanwhile, bye Navy. Bye Navy Bear. Mwah. Thank you. Then they decided to hire 2 junior accountants since the staff accountant positions were not working out. This was to help the 2 senior accountants, meaning I am to keep my payroll and accounting duties even though I wasn't supposed to after W2 season was over. About 2 weeks later, the founder pulled me into a private meeting and asked me why I seemed to be frustrated lately. I told him I was upset that the junior accountant role was not offered to me or the other girl and that they basically set us up for failure. I expressed how learning under the senior accountants would have been very beneficial. I also let him know that I was overwhelmed with workload as I still have all of my old job duties as well as my new ones on top of that. I said once these old duties are relieved from me, it would be less stressful. Nothing really came out of that meeting. Fast forward to yesterday. 3 of the 4 managers pulled me into an impromptu meeting. I thought it was going to be about invoicing as they've expressed their interest in me taking over for the tax. Whoop. I thought it was going to be about invoicing. You know what? Better get a drink of water here. My voice is doing weird things. Three of the 4 managers pulled me into an impromptu meeting. I thought it was about invoicing as they've expressed their interest in me taking over for the tax side of things. Boy, was I wrong. They started off by talking about budgets. What is happening? They started off by talking about budgets and ended up with how I don't meet what's budgeted for me. They said my hours don't match my pay rate and that I'm taking too long to do the tasks assigned to me. They mentioned how they don't micromanage and how there's miscommunication on my end. I suggested they take a look at my daily task list that I've been filling out in case this meeting were to happen. They laughed and said they didn't want to see it. However, they would like for me to continue filling it out and add the time frame it takes to get each job done. They came at me with every little problem they could think of. I mentioned how I was doing my best, and the owner snapped back, "You're not, though. I've seen your best, and this isn't it." I just nodded. This got to the point where I asked if this was one of the 3 meetings to fire me. They laughed again and said, "No, we'd have you sign something stating that you attended that meeting." I don't believe them one bit. I left early crying and called in for a mental health day today. It's almost the weekend now, and I wrote 2 very lengthy letters to them. That's where I'm at. And I wrote 2 very lengthy letters to them. One is my resignation, and the other is constructive feedback I have for them. I want to gather my things on Monday morning and leave those 3 of the 4 managers each a letter. So I guess the question is, am I valid in the way I want to respond, or am I overthinking all of this? Okay, so before we get into feedback here, we did hit our donut goal. However, OP, NTA. And we'll dive into more specifics here in a moment, but first, we must celebrate some donuts. We must celebrate the donuts. Anita in the number 1 spot there. Michelle Heather, Ishami, Amberella Hickey, Goddess Eris, Mrs. Alice, Pixie Dust, Tony Spark, Just Beth, Prep Girl, Courtney Lynn, TM Finney, Crystal Gilmore, Valerie Shadowcat, Theriego with the clutch save here. Donna 12661, Berlioz, Mags Amazing, Just Heather, Sanzilla, Kathisi, Rich Bash, Hard Case in Your Face, Death Scowl, Adventures with Pam, Speechless, Callie Brew, OMG Cookies, Impickerel, Fell Hermit Fairy, Mama Bear in C, Justina in B the G. We've got C.A. O'Driscoll, author. Good to see you there, Carrie. Brandy Hicks Davis, Sue-Ann, Blessed Wonder Woman, Oro T-Bird, Luna Lynn Goddess, Hannah Hughes, Erica Eternal, Carrie T, Oakley Girl, Bebop, and Effulgent One. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly appreciate it. We'll get our next one set up here. That unlocked a cake story and confetti. Hide that real quick. Okay, the next one is going to unlock Tony Spark and a spicy reward story. Holy cow. Hey-o! Boom. This is what it's going to be like Sunday. Hey! You have 2.5K on that fire goal, is that correct? Yeah. Okay. All right. Tony Spark and a spicy reward story. Gotta love that new track. Okay, we've got 2.5K fire. Let me pin that real quick. There we go. Okay. All the confetti out of here. It always gets stuck on my mic. It's wild. Noted. Thanks for the share. Greatly appreciate that. So the question, am I the astronaut for wanting to quit my job? First of all, you can never be the asshole for feeling something. And wanting is a feeling, right? So just accept that right now. Whatever feelings you have, you're not an asshole for feeling them. It's what you do with them, how you process them, where you go with it. And last night I actually came up with this graphic. I need to post it. I'll post it on Insta. But came up with this graphic to really say a lot, or something that people can just have on hand, really myself, that I can have on hand and just glance at it whenever I'm not perfectly clear on the decision. And it just says, ask yourself, does this decision bring me closer to my goals or further away from them? And that's it. That's the fork in the road that we have to ask ourselves for every single decision that we make. And I think you have to ask yourself what your real goal is here. And if your current position, if staying where you are is going to bring you closer to them, it doesn't sound like it's going to. If you have a goal of learning and developing and working your way up a firm, it doesn't sound like the structure of what's going on where you are right now is going to facilitate that. It is not going to happen, not because of the business, but because of the leaders here. And yeah, Toria or Toraya. I don't even know which way to say it now. It's Toria, but I feel like we have to say it Toraya now. Yeah, it's Toria. People don't quit jobs; they quit bad managers. I agree with that. Some people quit jobs too, but this is a failure of leadership, right? This is one of those situations where when you brought up a problem to the founder of the business, what probably happened was that founder communicated that frustration and a problem that needed fixing to these managers. The managers got butthurt because to them, you just went over their heads, even though the founder came in and prompted you to have this conversation, right? Spilling your guts to them probably means that you went behind their back, and they feel like they got in trouble now. So it's retribution at this point, that they're just trying to run you into the ground for it. And I think you have to look at the dynamic of where you are and really ask yourself, is this role going to bring me closer to my goals? Is this going to enrich my life, or is it moving me further away every day from where I want to be? And it sounds like you're miserable where you are right now. Even though you're working in the field that you want to be in, you're miserable, and you get a little more miserable every day. That's not the kind of environment that is going to move you closer to your goals. If anything, it's going to bring about some level of resentment for the field that you thought you loved and you wanted to get better in, and that's not where you want to be. So that fork in the road, if you stay where you are, you're going to be moving further and further away from your real goal every day, because you're going to hate what you think you could potentially love and what you want to get better at. I don't know what your market looks like. If there are other small firms that you could look at applying to, I would explore other opportunities and see what's available for you there. But look at it this way. Even if you end up having to do something different for a while, something unrelated, as long as it is a zero effect on your psyche and on your life, zero is better. Zero is greater than -1. Right now, what you're doing has a negative effect on your life and on your future. You've got some shite non-leader leaders there. You've got bosses. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. You've got bosses there, not leaders, and that sucks. Not everybody is born to lead. That's 100% true. The fact that you had to ask this question, though, I think says everything that you need to say. Now, as it relates to how you exit, grain of salt here. Realize that right now those managers are butthurt, and any kind of constructive criticism that you tried to leave behind is going to get laughed at. They are not going to take it seriously. It's going to be a time investment for you that is not going to be worthy. Now, if the founder actually was genuinely concerned and actually listened to your concerns and was really trying to fix things here, I might leave some constructive criticism for the founder. Not criticism of the founder, but criticism of the company and of the managers. I might leave that there, because that's the one person who actually has the power to do some stuff for it, who actually has the power to do something about it. Oh, you did quit, Jess. Awesome. Did you leave the feedback, the constructive criticism for them? At least, yeah, I don't think they would. I don't think left everyone the feedback sheet. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could say that I think they're going to take it seriously. Hopefully the founder gets their hands on it. Somebody who actually has the power to hold those managers accountable. That's the only thing that's the only way that things are going to actually change is if someone capable of holding them accountable actually gets their hands on it. But you're going to be so much happier now that you are not in that negative space. And I imagine whenever you're in a space like that, and it can be when home life is turmoil too, you've got this knot in your stomach, you're distracted all the time, and you were in the reverse, where if your work setting is turmoil, then at home you've got this knot in your stomach and you just dread every day. But when you emerge from this, you just see so much clearer. You can colors are brighter, smells more intense, taste comes back again. Everything will start to kind of unclog for you. The haze will lift at some point, and I think if you take some time, just get to the point where you have some clarity about what you really want to do and what your real goal is. But these people did not appreciate you. And again, hopefully the founder is someone who has the power to hold them accountable, will actually do something. Otherwise, this is going to be a machine that just keeps going through. The same shit's going to happen to numerous people. And that seat that you are in is going to become a revolving door of people who get burnt out because they get squashed. And it sounds like that's kind of what's happening already. Brooke, Peggy, thanks for the shares. Greatly appreciate that. Grim, Sassy, LMD10, Sexy Goddess, Michelle Heather, thanks so much. Greatly appreciate that. We're at 980 to 25 hundo on the fire right now. Jess, I was reading your comments here. What's that, Miles? Yeah. So Jess, your coworker's in here too. Yeah, I saw the comment about it. They're acting like nothing, like it never even happened. Of course they are. Because they have no interest in fixing a problem that has to do with themselves. It's much easier to say, oh, it's this person's problem, and now they're gone, so the problem's gone. But when that problem happens again and again and again and again, eventually they're going to have to be like, oh, well, shit, maybe it's us. Maybe it's us. Mary Doyle, thanks so much. Greatly appreciate it. Juliet, hey, glad you're here. Karen, that's terrible to hear, and sorry for your loss. Yeah, Ethan, there isn't a problem that doesn't exist until it does. There are a lot of companies like that, and there are a lot of people like that who, when they are the problem, the person who tries to bring that up, they just excommunicate from their lives and replace them with someone who eventually gets to the same point, and then it's a cycle. They're going to be in this cycle for a long, long time until they get their shit fixed. I'm an advocate of working with team building coaches, business coaches, and we did for several years, who can really help with team management, interpersonal management with the team. And if anything, for me, it's almost one of those people where it's a sounding board where you as a leader can say, here's what I think's happening. Here's what I think I need to do. Am I approaching this the right way? And I think if you, even as an individual now who may be going for a different field now, or unsure of what you want to do because of this experience, talking to like an executive coach is a damn good idea, because they can provide you a lot of clarity. And they typically have a lot of connections too. I'm happy for you though. I'm happy that you pulled the trigger and that you actually you chose you. That's the bottom line. You chose you. Heck yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bounce over to our next story here. We are at 1,400 to 2,500 on the gift goal. Oh, I've got to read the cake story, right? Cake story time. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Wait. Mental Health Mondays and Family Time Fridays? I think it's awesome. Yeah, I think it's awesome. We're very family, or obviously we're very family oriented. Navy Thunder comes in here and makes her little nest in the sound booth, and Luna hasn't been up here in a while. We need to bring Luna back up here. Yeah, she needs a bath. That's why she stinks. We got to get her a bath, then she can come up here. I know, it's my fault. I gotta get her a bath. Okay, here we go. Cake reward story here. This one is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, "Am I the astronaut for sending my future sister-in-law to my future mother-in-law's place after she refused to pay for the wedding cake samples she and her friends ate?" I'm already pissed. I, 27 female, and my fiance, Leo, 27 male, decided to let my future sister-in-law, Maya, 32 female, stay at our house because she needed space from her husband due to some relationship struggles they're having. Leo and I had gotten wedding cake samples from an expensive bakery specializing in wedding cakes. We planned to test them along with Maya after we finished up some other wedding plans yesterday. We've read this one. I've read this one. I read it already.
It was a test.
Yeah.
To see how much people pay attention.
Yeah. Okay. So Tony Spark said that he was testing all of us, and everybody passed. Everybody passed. And if you didn't hear the story before, no, Opie was not the asshole. The future sister-in-law came in. No, she and her bishy friends.
Listen, this was a test. I'm just making sure you guys are all paying attention that this was a test. And yeah. So good job, everybody. You passed. So
speaking of,
you passed.
If you have a cake story that you have not submitted yet,
yeah, please submit
do it
them.
because apparently it's
let me go to the archive, and we're gonna
you just see what you can
gonna
find.
Read a different story, and then I'll get a cake story found for you. Just give me a few seconds. Good job on the test.
Candy
guys.
Thunder just said she's the one who used this, so that's why you didn't recognize it. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Good communication. Okay, so we'll swap that in here shortly once we find one. All good. We'll jump back up to our regularly scheduled program in the meantime here. Nice job, everybody. Nice job. Tanya says, payback for not having enough followers, Tony. It's getting better. Which, by the way, if you're not following at Tony Spark _, now's a good time. Yeah. He posted a video last night. That is the first video that is posted from the new Thunder and Spark podcast that gets posted tomorrow. Oh, hey, Marble City Mom Meow has a cake story to submit about her granddaughter's birthday cake. Send it. Okay, here we go. This one is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Will I Be the Astronaut for Wanting to Make a $10 Bet on the Big Game? I, 26 female, am not a gambler or take bets. The closest thing I've done to this is opening trading cards and playing gacha games. Gacha. I'm sorry. Gacha. I'm going to say gacha. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I've done, the closest thing I've done to this is opening trading cards and playing gacha games. It's also important to note that I don't live in the USA, but the big game will air in my country. First of all, I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and I followed the ongoing romance story since the very beginning when Travis Kelce said something about making Taylor a friendship bracelet on his podcast. So when I heard that his team would be competing for the championship, I was excited for different reasons. Ergo, will Taylor make it to Las Vegas from Japan, the potential drama, etc., etc. Due to this, I wanted to bet like $10 on the game for the Chiefs to win. I don't plan on betting on any other games, and I just want to see if it's even possible. The reason I wanted to do this is because last year I managed to predict many of the major Oscar winners and felt a bit of FOMO for not putting money where my mouth is, especially when a coworker told me they won $100. Thanks. Now playing the role of Candy Thunder is Tony Spark. Only for confetti picking, though. Let's make that very clear. Nothing. I understand that pulp culture is really is like orange juice lovers. I understand that pop culture knowledge is different from sports, but I know I'm betting against two teams. But I know I'm just betting against two teams. The same feeling occurred during a national football grand final, and my local team won in their second and third year in a row. However, when I told my boyfriend, 28 male, about this, he wasn't happy about the idea. He knows how obsessed I am with Taylor Swift, like collecting Time Magazine CDs and going to the Eras Tour, and thought that betting on the big game is too much. I argued that we bet $10 each during a major horse racing event and asked what made this any different. He said, it's because you're doing it because it's Taylor Swift, that we don't even pay for those bets. It was his mom, and apparently it's a citywide tradition. He's also concerned that it's a bad use of money and I'm better off using it for something else. He did point out that if I were to make a new account in these betting apps, I could get a free play so I don't have to spend money if I still want to go through with it. But I don't want to get betting email ads and would like to avoid that altogether. I'd rather just enter at my local pub or something. The reason why I think I might be the astronaut is because of my old gacha addiction that he's aware of. I spent too much money. At one point, I took a cleanse and stopped playing. My partner thinks that what I'm planning to do would be irresponsible and thinks it's a stepping stone for addiction, especially due to this economy. To him, he believes I'm better off saving that money, especially when I just recently found a new job. Will I be the astronaut for wanting to bet $10 of my own money on the big game? I mean, $10 is a lot of money to some people, to a lot of people, right? And especially if you're in a position of discomfort, which most of us are, then it's a bigger deal than not. However, I think it comes down to this final question and the clarification that came here. It's $10 of her own money. So I understand your. Was it fiance, right? Boyfriend, fiance. Boyfriend. Okay. I understand the boyfriend's resistance or concern, because if you are easily addicted to things, then it could potentially be a slippery slope. But but luckily the big game happens once a year. So if it's just this one thing that you have a strong feeling about, I don't know that would lead to the addiction problem that he's worried about here. I think it's either a green or red flag that he has that concern. I can't decide which. I'm not sure. As long as it doesn't cause you significant pain, or it's money that you have available. And I think when it comes to making bets or doing anything like that, it's you bet what you can afford to lose, right? So if you can afford to lose that $10 and it's not going to have an effect on you, that's your choice. It's your choice. Now, I mean, I don't do the sports betting thing either, so I couldn't tell you. But the question here is, will I be the astronaut for wanting to make a $10 bet, which is a feeling, right? You're not followed through with it yet. So you're not an astronaut for wanting to. You have that inkling, you have that compulsive urge to do that. And I think that's well within your right to do it. So it's just a matter of, do you follow through with it or not? And it's your money. He's just your boyfriend. You're not married. And even if you were, it would be your choice to do that. It's a minimal impact, hopefully, on your life. And it's something you can afford to lose, then it's your call. To Kate's comment here, if this boils down to a bigger issue about trust, and if you went through with this, what would happen? And maybe that's the question. If you did follow through with this and you actually did make this bet, what would your boyfriend do? Would it be a ding in trust for the relationship? Would there be some ramifications in the relationship later on from it? And then you have to examine here, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk? And again, like we said earlier, I think you have to ask yourself, does this decision take me closer to my goals or further away from it? And if one of your goals is to have a healthy relationship with your partner, and this would put a ding in the trust side of things, then you have to account for it. I'm just saying, look at all possible paths here. There could be implications beyond just making a silly little bet. You have to look at the ripple effects of everything here. And yeah, I don't know the gacha games thing. Is that a gambling thing? Yeah. So, gacha games. So the fact that he has a concern and that that concern is wrapped in addiction. Again, I still can't figure out if that's a green or red flag for him. But there are potential ramifications to trust in the relationship, which is relationship health. And you have to really ask yourself, is it worth dinging the trust in that relationship, or if it's unwarranted by him, is this a control tactic? I think you have to look at all these things. You have to look at all angles here and then answer for yourself. You are not an astronaut for wanting to do it, depending on how much it's going to impact your life and your goals. You could be if you actually went through with it. And yeah, so Ann says he's concerned about her gambling addiction, but is betting on a horse race, and that's okay. Yeah, and he justified that by saying his mom paid for it, and it's like a citywide thing, and blah blah blah. But if he was really concerned about teasing her addiction or being the first domino and setting something off, he would protect her from that as well. Good point. So there is a double standard going on here. Because if he really was that afraid of her getting addicted to something, he would protect her from the horse race bet thing too. Another angle to look at. Books Coffee Tea says, reverse the situation. How would she feel if he went ahead and did it? She'd probably be pissed. Candy Thunder, if someone told me how to spend $10, we aren't going to be together. I understand. I understand. However, the container in this and what he says he's concerned for is that she has a history of addiction. So what? Hold on. My live just detected inactivity during my current live. I'm confused. And I have to complete a puzzle to keep going now. Well, that was weird. Detected inactivity? What is happening, TikTok? What is happening? That was weird. Sorry. I think if the concern about addiction is truly warranted, then she has to do some introspection here and decide if it's worth that. But he didn't protect her from the horse race thing, which does negate that. It's a sign that it's just a control tactic then. And then it's a completely different ball game. No matter what, you're not the astronaut for wanting to do it. I think if you actually follow through, you have to answer a lot more questions to yourself. Mother Trucker, it's something new. Someone else had this happen during this morning on live. I'm like, how can they tell? It's my video feed. I don't know what they're expecting to happen here. Jump around. Maybe I stood in the same spot for too long, Kid Easy. It's entirely possible. Entirely. Hey, 1726 to 25 hundo on the fire goal right now. Fane, Tony Spark, who books Coffee Tea, Samantha, Mary Happy Dragons, Hallie, Mary Happy Dragons again there, Sharon D. Newton, Amanda Nicole Newman, Fane, Mother Trucker, Cat Lyons, Mother Trucker again there, Fresh Grace, Late Nights with Lisa, Courtney Lynn, Lauren B., Mrs. Shot Shit, 1979, Stacy Collins, Camp, Snow White, Erica Eternal, Late Nights with Lisa, Isabella, Shannon Aaron, Caroline Tully, Azoria Rose Nichols, Erica Eternal again there, Becky Shull, Holly Elizabeth, Shin Ryoda, Courtney Lynn, Caldrith Curtin, 131 Detroit, Gim, GEMTAA, Isabella, Fluffy Buddy, Teronda, Janice, thanks so much for the love. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Hallie, Kate, Diana, Gigi, you guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate it. It's time to stop people like CLA. Oh, sleeping on the live. Oh. So they can't do lives with them just sleeping anymore? That's why that's there? Oh. 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 Will you swing the microphone over? No? Okay, cool. But yeah. So Candy Thunder's point, which I'll repeat because she didn't want to use the microphone, is that TikTok is taking these preventative measures to shut down sleeping lives, but won't do anything to stop imposters. Burn. Zing. Who cares if somebody's sleeping on a live? I don't know. It's they make good money sleeping on a live. If I tried sleeping on a live, I would fart in my sleep, and that'd be the end of it. That'd be the end of it. Tony Spark, did you find a replacement?
I've gone to the archives, and we took a hit on the 24-hour stream.
Oh no, we had to pull one away from it.
This was going to be in that, but we do have a cake story. So
hey,
now it's
look at that.
One more we have to find for the stream.
But still, you got it swapped out like a NASCAR pit crew over here. Yeah. Swapped out those stories like a.
I'm just
like
glad everybody passed the test. That's what's important.
Good job. Good job. Hey, 2176 to 25 hundo right now on that fire goal. Heck yes. Mary, Mrs. Imbash, Coldrith Curtin, Diana Galvin, Katisi, Mary John Bogas, Dragon Cat, Zuli Noemi, Nikki MC, A Flower, Ann Embracker, Hallie Andrew, Joanna. That was a good try. The username today is a good try. Mary, Jenny on the Block, Gigi Adams, Cranky Grandma, Overkill Mill, Hallie Andrew, Kate, Diana, Gigi, Isabella. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate it. M Pickerel, Mrs. Imbash, Rebecca, Late Nights with Lisa, Ali K, Suan RT, Oro T-Bird, Shen Riolda, Mary. Thank you guys. Greatly appreciate that. And it is a follower submitted cake story. Holy cow.
It's in the file for the
Sarah, yeah, okay, so if you have not heard about this yet, we are indeed going to do a 24-hour live stream. It is going to start 10 a.m. February 29th. What are you shaking your head at? It's going to start 10 a.m. on February 29th. That's 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time to 10 a.m. on, I almost said February 30th. It'll be going until 10 a.m. on February 30th, so it'll be going forever to March 1st. So, yes, it's going to be a 24-hour stream. Tiffany, that's your birthday on the 29th? Heck yeah. We may end up sleeping on that live at some point. It's like 12 hours in, I'm just like gunk, propped up on the microphone. We'll see. We'll see. All right, we hit that fire goal. Let's talk about that, and then we'll dive into this cake story here. Michelle Heather taking the number one spot here. Isabel's Ishami, A.K. Mary, Diana 5520, Just Beth, Suan, LMD 10, Courtney Lid, Prep Girl, Elise Newman, Ambrielle Hickey, Anita, Jay Farla, Adventures with Pam, Erica Eternal, V-Baby, Fane, 13, Phil Hermit Fairy, MJ Newcomb, Death Skull, Cat Heasy, Rich Bash, Merry Happy Dragons, Rosalind 66, or Rosalind 66, Donna 12661, Pixie Dust, Sweet Hallie, Berlioz, Moira CB, Tanya D, aka T, Sapphires, Kirsten Hawks, Tony Spark, Callie Brew, Dragon Cat, Gaberino, OMG Cookies, Mother Trucker, Hard Case in Your Face, and Pickerel, K. Schaefer LV, Mandy's 975, Oakley Girl 05. Thank you so much for the love there. Greatly appreciate it. We unlocked Tony Spark and a spicy story. Heck yes. When I hear my own voice in that music, I'm not gonna lie, it freaks me out a little bit. Okay, let's get the next one set up, and then we'll get Tony Spark up here, and then we'll read our cake story. Yeah. What is this gonna unlock? Ooh, a Best of Redditor update story. And confetti. Okay, we are doing 3K High Bears. Let's rock and roll. LFG. Pinning it. And, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Tony Spark.
I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised I'm not being showered with booze right now.
Booze?
You mess up one story.
You want to be showered with booze?
One story. I don't know. Do you guys see the shirt? You like the shirt? That's right. Oh, how's everybody doing? Everybody good? Hi. A booze shower. Yeah. I don't know. Dry January is still rolling into dry February. So I think that will last until sometime Sunday before the big game. So I think that's dry 2024. I don't know about that. And I think dry 2024 is going to come to an end Sunday, I would say. Maybe Saturday night. Thank you. My stepsister got me this shirt for Christmas. My stepbrother and stepsister got me this. So Ted is not on timeout. Ted just, I was like halfway through January and I hadn't gone out or done anything. And I was like, well, hell, I'm already halfway through January, so I might as well do dry January. And then now it's just kind of, extended a week or so. Yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. December was a long month. I've determined that dry January is pretty easy, but it's, what do they call it? It's like California sober. Yeah. Don't think that I was just sitting there reading books the whole January. Like, I still had a great time. I still had a great time. I mean, it was just Ted was California sober for January. Yeah. Oh, hey, since I don't know I think Dusty mentioned it earlier, but don't forget, for all the best content, follow Tony Spark _. And whatever you do, don't follow anybody else, just Dusty and myself. No, we're not doing this again. I'm just saying follow Tony Spark _ Posted a pretty good video yesterday, I thought, of the little clip from Thunder and Spark. It was a great podcast.
It's the first clip.
It's the first clip. It's the first clip.
First clip of the new podcast setup.
Yeah, the new podcast setup, which looks awesome. We got some new chairs today. Those look cool. It's a cool vibe on the podcast now. It's much more like podcasty.
Yeah, agreed. It's chill. We're vibing.
Yeah.
We're vibing.
But when's that coming out? Tomorrow morning?
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't follow me, I'll just keep putting rerun stories out there. And who knows, maybe I'll just get rid of the whole Dusty Thunder channel. I'll just push the button. Then what are you going to do? Just kidding. Follow Tony Spark _. Are you?
I was reading.
Oh, yeah.
So Subeka sent a birthday gift box for me that had all kinds of cool stuff. And this is one of these. They're Moira-ism cards with words and definitions and stuff. So it's very cool.
Somebody said I was bringing good energy today. It's because it's a great week.
Good energy.
I'm pumped up. The Chiefs are playing on Sunday. I woke up this morning got on TikTok and we're getting Eras tour clips again because Taylor's back on tour, so you can't go wrong there. It's just a great week.
Heck yeah.
Just a great week.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read a cake story.
Yeah. And follow Tony Spark _
Tony Spark, ladies
Please.
and gentlemen. Tony Spark, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, these I think we're looking to incorporate these a lot more on the 24-hour stream, but Sue Becca sent all kinds of cool stuff. This is one of them. Confabulate to engage in conversation or talk. Oh, Ronnie, might you and I confabulate for a moment in the back room? We're going to be using those. It's fantastic. Plus all kinds of other cool stuff. It's great. It's great. Much love. Shannon Aaron, Denise, V-Baby, Emily Martin, Denise again, Adventures with Pam, MJ Newcomb, Adriana, Holly, Ariana again there a few times, Amber Martinez, OMG Cookies, Melissa B, Amber Martinez again, Lauren B, Beth, Terabyte, Adventures with Pam, Erica, Impickerel, Isabella. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly appreciate that. Here is our cake reward story. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Making My Daughter Miss Her Dance After She Made a Cake? I, female 39, have a female 17 daughter who I've been struggling to maintain a relationship with lately. About a year ago, I divorced my husband after finding out that he cheated on me for 2 years. We were married for 16 years. I was crushed. She has barely seen her dad since the divorce, aside from her birthday and a couple family events he's invited her to. So I know it's been hard for her. A couple of weeks ago was my 39th birthday. My daughter and I had gotten into a fight because I wanted to take pictures of her and her dance date as the dance was coming up, and she was making a massive deal out of it. So I told my daughter if she wouldn't let me take pictures, I wouldn't let her go to the dance. The morning of my birthday, I woke up to my daughter making a cake. She told me she was making it for my birthday. I was super thankful and happy that this may be a step forward in our relationship. She left for school and told me to eat as much of it as I wanted. So I had a couple slices of cake after lunch, and about 20 minutes later, I got violently sick. When my daughter got home, she asked how my day was. I told her how sick I had been, and she laughed and said, I guess you can't take pictures now? Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. This was the day before the dance and her pictures. I began to piece together that my daughter may have done something to the cake, but I didn't want to make such an accusation without finding any proof. But I could barely go 20 minutes without clinging to the toilet. What proof do you need? She said what she said. She kind of implicated herself. I dug through the trash and found a bottle of extra strength laxatives that she had pushed down and buried under the rest of the week's trash. It was only about half empty. I confronted my daughter and she admitted to lacing the cake with laxative because I was pissing her TF off with this stupid picture shit. I absolutely lost my mind on her, maybe more than I should have, and refused to let her go to the dance. It's been a couple of weeks, and I indeed did follow through and make her miss the dance. She hasn't spoken to me, and she has stayed up in her room most nights. I feel awful for making her miss it, but I was sick for days after what she did, and quite frankly, I'm still livid. I feel that this was a step off the ledge for our relationship. Am I the astronaut for this? No. What? No. Look at it this way, OP. If you did not punish this and punish this severely, she was going to think it's okay to poison people and their food when she's not getting her way. You had to send a strong message through here that this is 100% not okay. I'm worried that you didn't create enough pain. Honestly, what you made a laxative cake for your mom just so she wouldn't want to take pictures. So a minor inconvenience to you, child, warranted you to create a laxative cake so your mom would be shitting her brains out for days? You are willing to do that to your own damn mother for a minor inconvenience to yourself? Mom, look, if you don't shut this shit down and cause enough pain to show her that this is not okay, not now, not ever, in any way, shape, or form to someone, it's going to get worse. She's going to escalate and escalate and escalate. And the fact that she was willing to do this to another human being, period, scares the shit out of me for her future. I'd be pissed and shitting. Hey. Who knows what else she's done? Really, if she, this may be an escalation because she's already done other things to other people. I think you need OP. Listen here. I'm gonna get a little bit closer here. This as far as my microphone will go. OP, I need you to listen to me. If you do not change course for your child right now, she's going to end up in prison because she's done some stupid shit to someone who inconvenienced her. This is a huge frickin' deal, okay? We've got to do something about this. Pain creates change. You have a massive amount of change to create here. There has to be a massive amount of pain created to create this kind of change. Also, girl needs therapy. On top of anything else that you're doing, girl needs therapy. The fact that this was just okay to her is terrifying. Tara Crystal says, "Get the belt." This is terrifying. I mean, teenagers are they have their opinions on things that they're not afraid to show, and they make big deals out of little things. But at her age, she's 17, right? She damn well knows better. And also, she could probably be tried as an adult now. So you need to explain to her that if she pulled this shit to someone else, or because she pulled this shit, she could be criminally charged. Show her what's possible. I don't know, but there needs to be a shock to the system here that shows her the kind of shit she can get herself into should she continue down this path. It is not okay. And there needs to be more punishment than just missing a freaking dance. Device needs to go away. For long enough to create pain, there needs to be pain created here. Scared straight. Yeah, take her to the jail. Take her for a tour of the prison. Give her the scared straight experience here, because this is, at 17, she could, depending on where you're at, be tried in as an adult here. Yeah, therapy. Also, change everything fast, or you're going to end up in jail, child. Make her eat the cake? Oh, I don't know that answering assault with assault is the way to go. But I think showing her what's possible, and that, look up a court case and figure out, or figure out what a sentence is for something like this. And that's show her what's possible here. 573K on the high bear goal right now. In the meantime, I'm going to bounce up to our next story here. Bill says, not excusing it whatsoever. I just feel like there could be a lot more and the kid snapped. Here's my problem with that possibility. Kid gets home that day. Mom says, I've been sick all day. Daughter laughs and says, oh, I guess you can't take pictures now. That's maniacal. That is malicious. That is malicious intent. Somebody laughs at your pain that they caused on your birthday. That is malicious intent. Something's wrong. I mean, I'm all about the villain era, but only when it comes to the Chiefs in the big game. Not for people truly becoming villains in their own lives. Yeah, L&B, that's a warning sign. You need to pay attention. That's terrifying. If any of our kids ever did something like this, I'd be terrified. And we'd be having a long conversations, and they would be feeling the pain for this for a long time. Long enough to make it make sense. Tony Spark, Candy Thunder, Fell Hermit Fairy, Jenny on the Block, Get Jazzy on It, L&B, Keegan, Kelly's Babble, Keegan again there, Dawn L. Rose, Michelle Heather, sending a hundo high bears through there. Thanks so much. Greatly appreciate that. Bree, Candy Thunder again there, Bree again there. Mel, Death Skull, Anna Hartman, Overkill Mill, Hallie Andrew, Overkill Mill, Catherine Rose Ponter. Hallie Andrew again there, Catherine Rose again there, Overkill Mill, Mrs. M. Bash, Crystal LV, Wolfie Shadow, Koa Rican with the first gift through there. Thanks so much for that. Sue Ann, Samantha, Shannon, Denise V Baby, Emily, Adventures with Pam K, MJ Newcomb, Ariana, Kat Renner, Lenum, Sexy Goddess, Wonder Woman, Brandy Hicks Davis, Candy Thunder again there. Thanks so much for the love. Greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate the love. 692 a 3K. We're
and
moving
it's
along.
not just a best of Redder update, but it's also a spicy best of Redder.
That okay. Yes. So
And it's
so
a long, 12 pages.
context for the goal being what it is right now. It's a 12-page story. It's essentially like 3-4 stories worth of story, right? 4, probably 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Yeah. Read for a long time. The Effulgent one says, I can't even fathom it. Reminds me of the beginning of Dahmer. OP, someone just said that what your kid did reminds them of the beginning of Dahmer. Fix that shit. Okay, here we go. Next story here is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the astronaut for refusing to cook for my adult daughter because she is too picky and doesn't appreciate my cooking? I, 53 male, love to cook. There will be days where I spend all day in the kitchen, all day to make a big meal, and I will do it happily. My wife, 50 female, can cook when I'm not around, but honestly, I can't think of any time when she has made anything because I always want to do it. And that's fine by me as long as I feel appreciated for it. I have a 24-year-old son, Eric. My wife has a 19-year-old daughter, Liz, from previous marriages, and now we have a 15-year-old son, David, together. Eric lives with us for now to save up money while he works but still pays rent. He will eat literally anything with the exception of hating blue cheese. David likes pretty much everything but is allergic to eggs. I can work around those constraints pretty easily when I cook. What's going on there over there, Navy Thunder? Monkeys are jumping on the bed. That's what she said. Yeah. Liz is a different story. She has always been kind of picky with the food she dislikes, but it has gotten way worse. She went to college for a semester and then dropped out, so now she is living at home. And while she was away, she developed some terrible pickiness. She has had stints of being a vegan, being vegetarian, being grain-free, pasta-free, oil-free, etc., but she isn't consistent about it. I try to help meet her needs, but on any given day, she has something new to complain about with the food that I want to cook. Sometimes she and I will debate for hours about what to make, with me basically saying, tell me what you want for dinner that will work for you, and I will cook it, so long as it meets the other kids' restrictions, and she is so unhelpful with this. 2 nights ago, I cooked a dish that Liz told me looked good in a book. We all sat down for dinner and everybody loved it except Liz. She complained that she didn't realize there were peanuts in the recipe and peanuts are so unhealthy for us, so she doesn't think she can eat it, and can I make her something else? I was fed up and told her, no, you can eat this or you will eat nothing. I'm done having to deal with your pickiness and criticism of my cooking. I will no longer be taking any of your feedback on what you want for dinner and will be cooking what everybody else wants. You can either eat that or cook yourself something else. She started crying and said that I take the other kids' restrictions on what to eat. So why can't I do the same for her? I reminded her that Eric only dislikes a single thing that I don't care for either, so there's no risk of it popping into a dish. And if David has eggs, he will probably die. So it's not the same as her vetoing every single thing I want to make. My wife took her side and said that I'm being too sensitive and mean because Liz is not my real daughter and I am showing favoritism. This is bullshit, by the way. I told my wife that she can cook Liz meals if she wants, as if, but I'm not going out of my way to meet her needs. Am I the ass cannot? I think the deal breaker or the deal sealer for me here was OP, even in the heat of the moment, saying, you can eat what we make or you can make something yourself. It is not a, you're going to eat what we got or you're going to go hungry. It is a, look, I'm trying to work with you here. And that's the other side of this, is that it's not like OP was just saying, take it or leave it, and not trying to work with her at all. It was the one meal she said she chose, she wouldn't eat. Well, you chose it. You said this looks good. Okay, made this from the book. Oh, it's got peanuts in it. Okay, well, that's fine, but You don't need it. I'm not going to make something else for you. You can make something else yourself. That is a choice. It is a choice on her part to do that. Now, if she is trying different dietary restrictions because she has a reason to, and she's trying to figure out what works well with her body, that's a different kind of deal. And taking that journey together as a parent with a child, I think is important. But at 17, she is taking that journey herself, right? Was it 17 or 19? 19. At 19, it's a different kind of deal. She's charting her own course here. If she is trying to figure out what works well for her body, dietary wise, he's willing to take the input here, but he needs information. Like without any information, there's nothing to work with. If you're just going to be like, I don't know. And then when the meal gets there, be like, yeah, no, can you make me something else? No, you can make something yourself. That is the deal sealer for me that puts OP in NTA land here. Try it again. Nope. It's thinking about working. Hold up. Whoop. There we go. OP, NTA, because you're trying. And yes, you got to this breaking point where you're like, all right, screw it. I'm not taking any more feedback. I'm going to make what I make. And if you don't want it, you can make yourself something else. Leaving that door open, and at 19 years old, she's capable of making something else for herself if she wants to, is enough of an accommodation. Now, if she ends up deciding something and identifying that she has this X sensitivity or X allergy or whatever it is and informs you of that, I'm sure you will take it into consideration. But right now it's experimentation, and experimentation is hard to keep up with, especially if it's not communicated with you. You're just supposed to guess something different every day. That sounds like a fun game. Let me just beat my head against the wall a different way every day. And that'd be about the same kind of feeling. Good gravy. We've got picky eaters. And for younger kids, it's like, you know what? I would love for you to eat XYZ as long as you're eating something, whatever. Young kids manage to grow hair and toenails out of a bowl of strawberries. So I don't know. Strawberries and goldfish. Like Navy Thunder can grow 3 feet worth of curly hair and grow a foot with strawberries and goldfish. Kids have that ability when they're young. When you're older, I understand there are some sensitivities, but she needs to identify what those things are. And she can't expect you to just be pivoting all the time and then to just randomly make something else for her as everybody else is sitting down for dinner. That's an unreasonable expectation that I think if you don't draw the line on, creates an unreasonable expectation for her and a partner and her family later on in life, for the rest of the world to just part the waters and let her walk through. No, you've got to do some work yourself if you want something done uniquely for you. And that is the thing that I think you need to teach here. Stephen, you're right. So the wife here is a whole different issue, where the wife is saying you're being too sensitive and mean because Liz is not your real daughter. The fact that if she said you're being too mean because she's not your real daughter, there's some bigger issues here between you and wife OP. And the fact that you're trying to work with her and the daughter is just jerking you around in different directions, and then plays the victim to mom, and mom's like, you're just being too hard on her. You've got an issue. You got an issue that you got to work through there. And that's a communication thing, but it's also shed some light on mom's approach with her. And she is the way she is for a reason. So good luck with that. Luckily she's 19. It's not like at some point she will adult up and start blazing her own path. So you have a limited amount of time, I think, to deal with that. Yeah, the wife is definitely not a solution seeker here. She's part of the problem. She is part of the problem. 1,204 out of 3K on the high bear goal right now. As a reminder, that will unlock a best of Redditor update story that is 12 pages long. It's supposed to be a juicy story. I don't read them till you hear them. So let's hope we can unlock it today. LMB, yeah, it's sad that they pulled the because she's not yours card. That unlocks a whole new area of bullshit that they have to work through. And OP even says here, this is bullshit, by the way. And said, and said that the wife could cook Liz's meals if she wants to, but she's not willing to do that. So come on, guys. It's like, we expect special treatment without putting in any effort whatsoever. Cool. Pam K, I haven't got a haircut super recently. A little while back, the long hair went away, but yeah. Ooh, Kirsty, good point. If mom said that in front of the daughter, that's giving her ammo. Oh God, if she did, my wife took her side and said that I'm being too sensitive and mean because Liz is not my real daughter. They don't say that it happened in front of her, but oof, if that did happen in front of her, oof. that's a multiplier on that problem. Ugh, no, not a fan. Do not like this situation. All right, we got another story to jump over to. We're at 1530 at 3K on High Bears right now. JP sending them through. Heather sending them through. Developer Girl. Keegan. TLS sending 65 High Bears through. Kara, the Kitty Cartel. Heather. Keegan again there. Crooked Blanket. Keegan again. Overkill Mill. Love Only. Lisa Sparks. Anita Hollis. Drace. Carrie Lee. Just Mags. V-Baby. Samantha Girus. Hope I'm saying that right. Or Girus, Samantha Girus, Blessed Mom, SOS Flint, Just Max, TLS, Drace, Rebecca Barrett, Cat Lyons. Why did I say it like that? Cat Lyons. Love Only, Ms. Fiery Repic, Cat Lyons again there, Carrie Lee, Luna Rose, Carrie Lee again, Bree, Savannah, Overkill Mill, Erica Eternal, Jensen Elver. Jensen Elver. Cat Lions again there. Queen of Wands, Danny, Tony Spark, Danny again, Isabella. Mary, Happy Dragons, Mary, Tony Spark, Courtney Lynn, Amberell, Hickey, Keegan, TLS, Minions Den, Firefly, Adrian, Emily Smith, Michelle, Heather, Firefly again, Wayward, Heart, Developer Girl, Firefly again there, JP. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate it. Sarah Myers, Carol Jaworski, Developer Girl. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. 2103 at 3K. We're moving. BORU is Best of Redditor updates. Best of Redditor updates. Brooke Nui, I'm sorry. You just get calls during this live. Most people just say Samantha. Hey, Dev Girl, good to see you. Courtney Lynn. Megs is putting in the footwork for that story. Hey, yo. Rocking that number one slot. Heidi J, Mrs. Alice, Tess C17. Heidi J again. Suzanne, Mrs. Alice, Mary, Katisi, Candy Thunder, Donna DJ, Tess, Developer Girl, Sarah Myers, Carol Jaworski, Tony Spark. Thank you guys. Greatly appreciate that. 80%. 80%. We're getting there. Asta Jurgensen, you didn't get home until 3:30, so you didn't even know I was live. I'm sorry. We got another 20, 30 minutes. If I feel like repeated, Sierra, keep accidentally swiping out of the live. That's a pain. Coinage, thanks so much. Greatly appreciate it. Meg's rocking it. John Bogus is here as well. Suzanne, Samantha, Southern Country, Candy Thunder, Heather, TLS Suzanne, Tony Spark, the Kitty Cartel, Lauren B, Megs with the 352 coming through there. Michelle, Heather with a hundo. Kitty Cartel, TLS, Heidi J, Mrs. Alice, Tess, Southern Country, Tony, Carrie Lee, Sarah Myers. Tony again there. Thanks so much. 2730. We're going to get there, man. I'm going to go ahead and get that story pulled up because we are going to get there. I better start drinking some water now. Asta? Heck yeah. We have a lot of unique names in this group. Dresses. Hey, good to see you there. Thanks for being here. How much longer am I on for? I'm getting ready to start a Best of Redditor update story that's going to take a good chunk of time. At least 22 minutes. At least. And then we have a VIP live coming up after the public live today. That'll be for members of the Storm. Violet, heck yeah. Hey, and just to clarify, I've had my Kelsey jersey for like 3-4 years. Didn't just get it this year. It's not one of the ones that says Kelsey Swift on the back.
This shirt is not helping my case.
We talked. I I had this thought today. I was like, the Chiefs and Patrick especially are embracing like their villain era for the big game here. And I'm like, how cool would it be if they came out wearing black jerseys? It would be so cool. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh crap, they have black jerseys in stock at Academy in our town. And it has the Super Bowl patch and everything. I'm like, and Candy Thunder's like, yes, I know your birthday's Saturday. I get it. Talking about the black Chiefs jersey, which by the way, we had talked, I think on Sunday about not doing a Wednesday stream next week. We're not doing it on Wednesday. We're going to do it on Tuesday instead. And next Tuesday at the same start time, 3 p.m. Central Time, is going to be my official birthday live. So my birthday is Saturday, but we're going to do my birthday live next Tuesday before she and I leave town.
Hey, there's actually an update to that. We're going to go live Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Time, not 3 p.m.
Everything's changing.
It's the first I'm hearing of this.
I'm good. I'm good with that. As long as it's on the calendar, I'm good. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Hey, Michelle Heather with the Here We Go. Thanks so much. And we hit it. We hit the freaking high bear goal. Let's rock it out. Brian, yours is next Saturday the 17th? Heck yeah. All those Aquarius folks here. Happy gosh heck an early birthday to you, Brian. Megs with the Z. 50-30, leading the board there. And in a close second is Michelle Heather. You two just rocked it out. TLS Journey right there with him. Heck yeah. The Sarcastic, Photographer, Ishami, Bogus Truck Live, Adventures with Pam, Southern Country, Goddess Eris, Courtney Lynn, Overkill Mill, Just Beth, aka Mary Curves, Riley. You know what this might be? Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Riley, I got there in the 15 slot. Here we go. Tony Spark, number 16. Candy Thunder, Just Heather, Developer Girl, Isabels, Elise Newman, Amber Hickey, Sexy Goddess, Wayward Heart, Rosalind 66, Josh Inagami, Wolfie Shadow Fox, Prep Girl, V Baby, Kimberly Clevenger, Phil Hermit Fairy, Suan 257, Snooze Nan, I like that name, Mama Silver, Jay Farla, Jay Farla, Mags Mazing, Berlioz, Speechless 23, Mrs. Alice 713, Sharon Day Newton, Kat Hisi, Mary Happy Dragons, Tanya D, aka T, Tanya, Fane 13, Pixie Dust, and Snowman Collector. You guys are awesome. This was a big one. Words are hard. So thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love there. I'm gonna get the next one set up, but you unlocked the big old Best of Redditor update story. Holy cow. This next one is going to unlock a Caden Thunder appearance and feedback. Holy cow.
Caden Thunder.
There we go. Awesome. Let me get a swig of water and we'll dive in. We're diving in. Oh, Developer Girl, your birthday is the Ides of March. That's cool. That's a cool birthday. Okay, here we go. I got to stretch for this one. Here we go. This is the Best of Redditor Update reward story from Best of Redditor Updates, and it is titled, Am I Wrong for Ending a 20-Year Marriage Because I Learned My Wife Cheated on Me While We Were Dating? Sirens were real, not a sound effect. My wife, 44 female, and I, 43 male, have been married 20 years. We started dating in high school when I was a junior and she was a senior. We were long distance for her first 2 years of college while I was in high school and did 1 year at community college. Then we went to college in the same city for a year and have lived together since. We got married the summer after I graduated college. Our marriage has been pretty great so far, but I initiated a divorce after I discovered that she was sleeping with multiple other men for the 2 years that we were long distance. Just after Christmas, we got together with a few friends of hers from college to catch up, have dinner, and hang out. We talked about a lot of stuff, and my wife mentioned that we met in high school. Not that we dated, just that we met. Her old college roommate commented that it was crazy that we met in high school, had a few wild years in college, and then ended up together. Ruh-roh. Like, oh no, Scoob. Like you're about to find something out you weren't supposed to. Like, let's go make some sandwiches. I played along and commented that I didn't know if my wife I played along and commented that I didn't know if my wife was as crazy as I was. The roommate started to tell a story, but my wife cut her off and said she was uncomfortable about it. I sensed something was up, so I said that we actually started dating in high school and were together for my wife's entire time at college. All of my wife's friends got real quiet, and the rest of the dinner was awkward. On the way out, one of her other roommates took me aside and said that I should have an honest conversation about what happened at college. I asked my wife on the way home, and she kind of blew me off. I told her it was important that she was honest with me, and again, she said it wasn't important. When we got home, I told her I was going to stay at my brother's house until she was ready to talk about what happened in college. The next day, she came over and admitted to sleeping with several men during her first 2 years at college. She said she didn't consider it a big deal at the time because we were long distance and she didn't think a high school romance would last. I pressed for more details and she said it was at least 10 different men, including at least 3 guys she introduced me to as friends when I visited her on weekends, and 1 guy she was still in contact with. I told her that I wanted a divorce and would be starting the paperwork as soon as I could, which I did on January 2nd. Her family and most of my family are telling me I shouldn't throw away my marriage over a few mistakes. I've stood by my belief that cheating on me with multiple men for years is unacceptable no matter when it happened, and the fact that she continued to maintain relationships with these guys right in front of me was an unacceptable amount of disrespect. We have 2 children, but they are 17 and 19, and I believe they will understand why I need to end the marriage. Am I wrong for leaving? I feel like I'm going crazy with the number of people telling me to overlook years of infidelity and decades of lies. We have edits and updates and stuff here, so I'm just going to dive right into them. But
I'm excited.
I've got thoughts. I have thoughts. Edit. Holy shit, I'm glad I did this with a throwaway because the response here is unexpected. I obviously can't answer every question or comment, but I wanted to provide some detail for common questions. The reason I posted this is that my wife and a few friends have been saying it's common to sleep with other folks when you're in a long distance relationship, and that I'm kind of the odd one for not sleeping around. I feel like I was being gaslit, but I wanted an outside perspective. We live in a state with a waiting period to finalize a divorce, so it felt like a reasonable idea to get some insight before things are finalized. After these comments, I see a handful of folks saying it's normal to sleep around during a long-distance relationship, but it seems to be a significant minority. We saw each other a couple of weekends a month during the 2-year college period. I lived about 3 hours away from her college, so it was long distance, but not like cross-country. This was not a situation where we went months without seeing each other. The 3 guys I met while she was in college were meetups that happened during parties. The subject of me being a boyfriend didn't really come up, so I honestly don't know if these guys knew anything. The one guy we're still in contact with married a mutual friend from college. This is not some guy she secretly messages on the side. It's somebody we've talked to regularly for years. I talked to him a few times since I've learned about my wife. He said he didn't know we were dating at the time and has since blocked my wife on social media. Some folks have asked how the roommates didn't realize at our wedding that the timelines didn't work out. The main reason is that my wife and I had a very small ceremony with just close family in Texas, then went back to the East Coast to have a big party with friends. The typical reception/sharing details about how we met stuff didn't really happen, so her roommates didn't realize we started dating before college. It sounds like they thought we only dated for the year we were both in the same city, then moved in together. I was open to therapy or some kind of attempt to save the marriage, but her insistence that this whole thing is common and that I'm the one who's out of line is just too much for me. The only time she showed any remorse or even offered to reconcile was when I started filing paperwork. And the last week, she's gone back to saying she's right and I'm overreacting. This is also why I feel like I'm being gaslit. It seems obvious that this is a major issue, but I've got my wife and others telling me it's normal and I'm overreacting. I'm not getting a paternity test unless my kids want to get one. I don't have any doubts that they are biologically mine, and no test will make them not my kids. I love them more than anything in the world, and my wife's infidelity won't change that, even if one or both of them is not biologically mine. They've been my kids for 19 years, and they will be my kids until I stop breathing. Final edit. Hey all, I've been reading a bunch of the responses, but things are getting crazy and increasingly unhinged, so I probably won't be checking in more. Here are a few more answers to common questions I've seen. We were definitely exclusively dating at the time. First, dating culture was a lot different 20-ish years ago, and exclusive was kind of the default for most people. Second, we had a long and difficult discussion before she left for college about continuing the relationship long distance. She specifically wanted to stay together and even joked about her dad coming after me if I started sleeping around with girls at my school. Finally, at my senior prom, she was not able to attend and was very upset when I proposed going with a platonic female friend of mine. As a result, I ended up skipping my prom and hanging out with her instead. While we never said the word exclusive, I think the above reasons combined with the general relationship before she left are enough to assume exclusivity. Based on some comments here, I followed up with a friend who said I should have an honest conversation. She told me that 10 guys would be on the low end and that her biggest concern was that there was apparently at least one pregnancy scare that I didn't know about. I honestly don't think that really changes much. It's less about the number for me and more about the fact that she seems incapable of recognizing why this was wrong or why I feel betrayed. Thank you all for the helpful responses, even those who disagree with me. I will still be open to therapy if she's willing, but I honestly feel like it would be more about us being successful co-parents and finding closure than saving our marriage. And we're going to dive into some relevant comments too.
And there's still one more update.
Oh, there's another update after the relevant comments?
As of like 2 days ago.
Relevant comments. It would change a lot if I felt that she wanted to fix this. Throughout our conversation about it, she repeatedly dismissed my feelings and told me I was overreacting to totally normal behavior. She didn't show any regret or consideration for how it hurt me until she realized I was serious about divorce, and then she got defensive and angry. She didn't offer to fix things in any way until I started the paperwork and notified her that I had a lawyer. I think we can navigate being parents. Our kids are older, and I've been putting away money for college and post-high school for a long time, so a lot of the custody and monetary issues that come up shouldn't be a big problem. We're also both financially stable and make good money. I have some doubts about our marriage now, but those are my kids. My son looks like my younger clone, and my daughter also bears a huge familial resemblance. I will be honest, even if a DNA test showed zero chance they were mine, I would never ever say a damn thing about it, and I would still love them every ounce as much. I've hired a lawyer. He drafted an intent to separate and sent her a copy via certified mail. As far as I know, that's not any legal divorce paper with the state, but rather a part of the process to ensure that she has an opportunity to hire her own lawyer if she wants to contest it. Actually, going through the divorce will likely take months. I'm not really moved out. I've been crashing at my brother's place while I make arrangements for a more permanent living scenario. As far as timing goes, the dinner happened on the 26th. I went to my brother's house that night to cool off and to give her a chance to think about things. We've talked several times over the course of 4 to 5 days, and she made it clear that she didn't believe she did anything wrong. If there was any kind of remorse or regret or basic consideration of my feelings on her part, I probably would have waited. However, she didn't. So I found a divorce lawyer, and he had boilerplate intent to separate agreements that we filled out and sent over the same day. Even now, we're obviously not legally divorced, and I don't even know if there is a legal concept of separation in my state, but I've made it clear that this is happening and started the process. Update February 5th, 2024, 28 days after the original, right? And 2 days ago. I wanted to provide some updates here as my original post got a lot of traction. My wife and I are seeing a couples counselor and have been to 3 sessions now. Based on what my original post outlined and what we talked about in counseling, I'm still moving forward with the divorce. I believe that counseling was the right move, and I appreciate folks for recommending it. I don't think it's going to save our marriage, but it has helped me communicate my feelings, helped my wife understand where I'm coming from, and most importantly, helped us be in a position to work together as co-parents. First, let's talk about the things I learned about the situation in college. After talking to my wife in sessions and texting with 2 of her roommates, it's clear that her roommates knew something was up in college. They said they thought the situation was weird and likely involved cheating. My wife had told them that we both had some wild times in college and worked it out before we got married, so they never really brought it up. The roommate who pulled me aside recently was uncomfortable with the fact that my wife clearly didn't talk it through with me and wanted me to know. As far as being introduced to guys she slept with, apparently that was not intended. For one of the guys, he ended up dating and then marrying one of our mutual friends from college. This is the guy she was in contact with. In the other situations, she initially blamed me in the counseling session, but has now agreed it was bad. When I went to visit her, she planned to hang out in the room or just hang out together alone. But I wanted to go to a few parties because in high school and community college, I didn't really have parties to go to. She didn't expect me to meet the guys, but they were at the parties and she felt like she didn't really have a choice. I still think this is kind of shitty, but it's not as bad as her intentionally parading me in front of the guys. Most of our discussion in therapy has been talking about why I think it's a big deal and she doesn't. She initially said that none of these guys were in relationships with her. And it was mostly one-night stands or FWB, friends with benefits. Since she didn't view them as romantic relationships, she didn't see the big deal. Her words, not mine. My opinion is that we never said that was okay, and she actively prevented me from doing the same. After digging into this across 2 sessions and my wife talking to some friends, she now agrees that it was a breach of our trust and relationship. This is the shared understanding that has helped us talk about this situation more honestly and helped us get from arguing to talking, which is why I'm optimistic about co-parenting. Now, here's why I'm 100% set on divorce. 2 things came up that made me want to leave the marriage. First, about 10 years ago, we went through a really rough patch and had a dead bedroom for about 2 years. She had expressed that our sex life was becoming boring, so I tried to spice things up. Nothing crazy, just role play and Spencer's Gift level toys. Apparently, she had been hung up on some sexual experiences that happened in college that she is not comfortable talking about and wanted me to try them. But when I did, it made her feel awkward and guilty that it made her think of other men while she was with me. The fact that she's saying these experiences were meaningless, but they're still impacting our marriage tells me they meant more than she wants to say. Second, she admitted that she has been flirting with coworkers on business trips since the pandemic ended. She says she has never slept with anybody, but it has gone as far as going on a date with one of her male coworkers. That was an absolute deal breaker for me. We have told our children that we're getting a divorce. We told them it was due to some bad decisions that we made in college and that we're having trouble moving past. My 19-year-old, who was in college, asked me if I cheated on my wife while she was away at college. My wife got a little shaken up, but admitted to the kids that she's the one who cheated. We have agreed to not share any additional details with the kids. I reinforced that both of us will be there for the kids and that we are in therapy to help make sure we can handle this in the best way for the family. I also told the kids if they wanted to talk to either of us or a therapist about it, I would fully support it. We started talking to a mediator about how to proceed with the divorce, and unless things change, we should be able to have an amicable divorce. We're both financially stable on our own, we have no major debts, and our kids are older, so custody isn't a major issue. This has been a shitty couple of months for me, but I'm doing okay now, and I honestly am grateful that my last post blew up because it both validated some of my feelings, but also motivated me to go to counseling with my wife. That was a ride. Yeah, Francis, yeah. It's like she went on a date with somebody in the past couple of years. So many faults. Obviously, the fact that it happened, the college shit, all of it. Obviously, the fact that it happened is bad. What's worse to me is that she keeps sticking to her guns and she's like, no, you're the weird one for not doing it. You're overreacting. Of course you're being gaslit. Of course, when people get exposed, they freak out. Of course they freak out. And in this case, she's just like, yeah, it's no big deal. No, of course. Okay. The problem with it being no big deal to you, soon to be ex-wife, is that that same level of thinking is what has you flirting with coworkers, going on a date with a coworker on a trip in the past couple of years. Yeah, so your level of acceptable loyalty is fudged. There's no line. It's like just a very blurry gray area for her. And that to me, people have their own feelings about what's acceptable and what's not within a relationship. This would be an absolute deal breaker for me because from the very beginning and since then, he was lied to. And if she had shown remorse, say, if it had been like a oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Let's talk through it. Let's go to counseling. Let's move past this. I was wrong. Like, accepted any level of accountability here. The only time she accepted any accountability whatsoever was when she reluctantly told her kids because they were thinking it was him. That's the only time in any of this story that I saw her accept any kind of accountability. And that wasn't even to her partner. That was to the kids. Wow. If there had been any remorse, he would have been willing to work on things, but there wasn't. And it becomes very clear that her level of loyalty is just warped. Her worldview on this is warped. The shitty hypocritical thing for me, though, is that if he did this, she would absolutely have a problem with it, because in college, she actively had a problem with the thought of him seeing other girls, even going to prom with another girl. Meanwhile, she's with... It's hypocritical. It's a breach of trust. It's hypocritical. It is an inability to be accountable whatsoever. She wanted to have her fun while he waited for her. Sure. And you know what? The fact that it happened is a separate deal than her gaslighting him into thinking that that it's normal. Those are two separate deals. And she was hypocritical about it because she didn't want him to do anything. If she had been honest about it from the get-go, or even honest about it whenever it came up and showed remorse and decided to work on things, it would be a completely different scenario. It is her still clinging to this policy of hers that has her going on dates with coworkers, even as recent as a couple of years ago. That is the problem. And OP recognizing it, being like, yeah, okay, it's a complete lack of respect. Complete. It's an imbalance of respect, put it that way. This relationship is imbalanced because they have different worldviews of what's acceptable and what's not when it comes to loyalty, and neither one are willing to budge. So, impasse. Oof. We did hit the confetti goal there. Oh my gosh. I would absolutely have a problem with this. It's not okay. Yeah, it was manipulation. Yes. A17 Moore's complete manipulation, and it was completely disrespectful, and she knew it. And the whole, she finally came around to accepting that she was wrong during counseling sessions. Bullshit. She finally realized she was going to have to say that she felt like it was wrong and accepted responsibility to stop having that conversation over and over again. I don't buy for a second that she believes now that she was wrong. Her worldview says that this is okay. Ugh. Let's get some music rocking here. TLS Journey taking the number one spot. Michelle Heather, Bogus Truck Life, Pirate Bub, Southern Country, Rosalind 66. Is it Rosalind or Roselane or Rosalind? It could be any of those, I guess. Rose. We'll say Rose. How about that? Beauty Miria, Adventures with Pam, OMG Cookies, and Riley 1416. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate that. I am going to set the next one up, even though we're ending here soon. We'll carry it over into VIP. VIP. Money's coming. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Sorry. This one will unlock a spicy reward story. We'll keep it going. It is 25 hundo. Tiny Tinies. But you all unlocked Caden Thunder with the confetti. You ready? You ready, Caden Thunder? You want to get up here? I'm going to play your intro. We're going to do it. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You awake?
Very excited.
It's me. How's everybody doing? Yeah, that was a messed up situation. If someone did that to me, man, they'd be out of here. I would they'd be not with me. They'd be somewhere else. No, I don't think she's being honest. But honestly, at that point, it's like, whatever, you know, like, she gone, she out of here. You know, she does not get the bachelor rose.
You talking about this story?
Yeah. Yeah, nah. Are you guys watching The Bachelor? It's getting spicy.
Okay. Fill me in. I'm not watching, so if you had to catch me up and fill me in on what it is right now.
I don't wanna spoil it for anybody who is watching.
Okay, so spoiler alert.
Okay. Well,
Bachelor spoiler alert. If you're
Yes.
watching and you aren't caught up,
all right. The
earmuffs.
chat knows what's up. It's Team Maria. Sydney, she making me mad for real. She, man, peace and love to everybody, you know, but not her. She is making me.
Sisters?
Oh, they're gone. I mean, there's still a sister left. Allison is the sister left. Lauren left by her own free will in like the first couple episodes because she was dealing with her own personal issues, so she just decided to leave. But yes, people still watch The Bachelor.
and
you
so
should
tell
too.
me why I should watch The Bachelor.
Just watch the first episode and tell me that you're not going to watch the entire rest of the season. Because that's what happened to me. I didn't want to watch it, and then I watched the first episode, and now I have to watch the whole season because I'm too invested.
Oh man.
Man, no. I'm pressed. Sydney's got me pressed. Team Daisy or Team Maria? That's who I am.
Anne's loving on your hat hair wings.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still rocking his long hair.
For now, it'll get cut, but not yet.
Because nobody can turn their head away from a train wreck. Laura, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It is. It's been some drama, some stupid drama. Oof. I could rant.
I believe I can rant.
Yeah, Sydney does need to go. She's starting drama. She's like, oh my gosh, man. She's like, I just have no choice. I have to tell him. I have to keep starting drama. Like, nah, there is no drama. She is the drama. I know. But man, she's doing Maria dirty. And then she's like, everybody's too scared of her. Like, man, nah. Yeah, I remember. I told you the first time I watched it. I said, now I have to watch the whole thing.
I love the commitment that you're all in.
He's all in.
Man, you guys don't know. You guys have no idea.
Suspense bean dip party. There you go.
Bean dip party. You know what's crazy? I don't eat that many beans. Contrary to popular belief. Somebody added to my Wikipedia. I only eat refried beans.
Is it because you've eaten so many over your life that your body just naturally produces them at this point and you don't need to ingest anymore?
No.
Maybe.
It's because I use all the other beans for my
vengeance.
For my bean practices.
Yeah, you're like the Dark Knight, but you're like the Bean Knight.
Like a bean alchemist.
Yeah. You're like the Riddler. But
I'm like Jigsaw, but with beans.
Beans for a Mortal Kombat yell. There you go.
Jigsaw beans.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Thunder. Big round of applause.
Thanks, guys. Team Maria.
Team Maria and Beans. That's where we're at here. Yes. We are a little past 5, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up and get ready for VIP here. But am I caught up? Just wanted to make sure I had. Yes. Okay. Wanted to make sure I had caught up on all of our unlocks here. So we're good there. Peggy Wheelie Desjard, A17 Moore, Anna Hartman, Ann Harrickson, Erica Eternal Drace, and Anise Moon. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Fan. glad to have you. TLS, A17 More, SPG 11, Frau Tatita Wheel, Kai, Pirate Puffs, Cat Runner, lead 'em, get jazzy on it, Frau again, Cat again, TLS, Wonder Woman, Diana Galvin, Mary Happy Dragons, Developer Girl, Peggy, Wheelie Desjard, Kai, Samantha Girus, Emily, Haley Terps, Amber L. Hickey, Jill, Southern Country, Developer Girl, Mary, MJ Newcomb, Ellen B., Erica Eternal, Kirsty, Mia Perez. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love. Yusuf, Al-Salam, Al-Salman, Laura McMillan Wood, Lacey Lex OMG Cookies, Yusuf, again, their adventures with Bam K. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Greatly appreciate all the love. And remember, next week's stream on TikTok will be Tuesday at 2 instead of Wednesday at 3. We'll be out of town on Wednesday, so Tuesday 2 o'clock. Greatly appreciate the love. Thank you so much. We love you right back. House of Snorts, 10 out of 10. Recommend subscribing if you haven't. If you haven't tested subscribing to so I was trying to figure out which one it was. House of Snorts. Much love to the live. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, for the SMS. Another point there. Happy early birthday. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. If you want to get SMS notifications whenever I go live, you can go to dusty-thunder.com and you can sign up for the SMS notifications there. They are international, so you can sign up there. Greatly recommend it. Greatly. Discord also gets notifications too if you are part of the Discord group. If you haven't yet checked out my link tree for links on everything, go check it out. You've got links for absolutely everything you need in there. And at dusty-thunder.com, you can also shop swag. You can get more info on Piano Man, about the Thunder Fan, about the Ascon scale, all kinds of stuff. It's all right there. dusty-thunder.com. And if you are not subscribed on the YouTube side yet, definitely want to do that. More videos there, multiple posts every day. Go check it out. Thank you so much. Have a great week.
And hey, go Chiefs.
And hey, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. And follow Tony Spark _.
We'll see you next time.